Hello. Hello, Mark Attwood here. Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Soup. This very special episode is coming from Marrakech. Look behind me. This is a Marrakech garden. Don't forget to sign up to the email list below. That's the best way of staying in touch with me. I've just finished the Manchester event on Sunday, which was fucking amazing. And all you guys that came, there was about 430 of you. Thank you. Hope you all got a cuddle. And then the next day I flew back to Ireland, and now the day later I'm in Marrakech, and I'm in here at this gorgeous, I used to live in this area. In fact, I used to live about a mile away, just over there. This is my friend's house, and you can see look at the sunshine. If you're watching this from Ireland or England, you're going to be very, very pissed off with this. And why am I here? Look at this. I'm going to show you this garden. Look at this. You know, I don't like vegetables, but look at these. Just gorgeous. I used to grow kale here. Kale grows very well in Morocco. It's not an indigenous thing. Nice fountain here. And this house was built about a year ago. And it's an amazing place. And the story I want to tell you is that about 6 years ago, I met an amazing woman called Hope Girl. She's online as Hope Girl. And I found her because I was on Facebook one day, back when I was on Facebook, and I found a free energy center in Attwood, which is like 6 hours north of Marrakech from here. And I was like, whoa, free energy, because I was into that shit then. And these guys were building a Tesla device. So I drove up with my family to meet these people and became really good friends with them. And they were actually trying to build an over Unity Tesla device, and had been for a few years. Anyway, cut long story short, they ended up moving to Marrakech, and Hope has a boyfriend, a husband called Tavon. And they're both American, and Tavon's an ex-US Navy guy and an engineer, and he was making orgonite, and he gave me this orgonite plate shaped in the flower of life, and I'd never heard of orgonite at the time. And I slept with this device, and it had this amazing effect on me, because what orgonite does, orgonite was developed in the 50s by a guy called Wilhelm Reich, an Austrian gentleman who made these cages, and the cages were like sheep's wool, metal, sheep's wool, metal, sheep's wool, metal. It was like organic material, metal, organic material, metal. And effectively what orgonite does, and he never called it orgonite, and that's a name that's sort of acquired over the years. What orgonite does is it recycles your energy field and makes it harmonic. And he was healing people of all sorts of things. So what do? They put him in prison, and they tried to hide it all. And now people make orgonite all over the world. And these guys make the best orgonite, I think, in the world. And I wanted to share that story with you. So I'm going to walk around the house, see if I can find them. And maybe we could have a chat about, this is the kitchen. Hello. These guys work here. Where's Nima? Who is she? Where's she gone? She's in the factory. She's in the bathroom?
Factory.
Oh, is she? Right. We're in the factory. So I'm going to pop over to the factory. So these guys have been making this orgonite since 2016, and they ship it all around the world, and they're just phenomenal products with incredible testimonials. They're doing hundreds of orders a week, and I've never met anybody that's sort of industrialized it like this. Well, I say industrialized. This is the factory. So in here, there's Nima. Look, hello.
Hi.
That's Hope Girl. Nima.
Hope Girl.
Fix the World Morocco.
Yes.
There she is. This is my mate. And this is, hello. How are you?
Good to have him here. Oh, sorry.
So this is the factory.
Yes, it is.
I've just been explaining about the orgonite and how you manufacture it, because we've got all sorts of goodies here. Do you want to talk us through some of these?
Yes, absolutely. So these are our pendants. They come in different colors. We've got green, gold, blue, purple, and black. Black is shungite black. And shungite is a special mineral that comes from only one place in the world, and that's Karelia, Russia. And we put shungite in every single one of our products.
Yeah, I
So
mean, shungite's like the magic ingredient, isn't it?
it's excellent for EMF protection.
Mhm.
And they actually use it for nuclear remediation to clean up nuclear waste as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing stuff. So it's kind of like one of the magic ingredients in our organite. We've got a whole bunch of phone shields.
Yeah, these
Well-
are amazing. Really powerful. Much more powerful than those paper ones that you.
Yeah, this isn't this, it sticks on your phone, but it's not like that thin sticker. This is actually a full piece of composite organite.
Yeah.
That, and let's see, what else can I show you?
What you got?
Everything is prepackaged. So I have to open this stuff so I can show you.
No, I just got a load of these in Ireland the day before I left. I really like this one. This is a sleeping pod.
Sleeping pods are probably our best seller because apparently a lot of people in the world can't sleep. And this saved me and cured my insomnia. I had it for many, many years. Okay, so here's our sleeping pods, and they're a nice flat shape. So you just put them in the bed with you, around you, on the pillow, and these are amazing. It helps to basically create a nice energy around you with the EMF fields to block out the EMF and create that like orgone energy field. So
I mean, the energy in this place is off the charts.
you said you should charge people money just to come stand in this room.
You should. How much are you?
Just this healing.
100 dirhams just for standing here for 2 minutes. It's amazing.
So these are our sleeping pods. These are our charge plates. They come in a shungite black color.
I love this. I've got the original one in my kitchen in Ireland.
Yeah, that's funny.
This is how it's developed over the last 5 or 6 years. It's beautiful.
And also a bronze color. A couple different shades of
So I
bronze.
use these for plants. You know,
You can put
house
them-
plants sit on top and they grow twice as big.
You can do that, or if you wanted to use things for plants, you could use our garden pucks
Oh,
and put them right inside of like the planter box that you have, or right inside the pot.
Yeah.
So you can use that. These are great for putting like pitchers of water on top of, because the field from the organite actually helps to structure the water.
well, I remember when I first met Tazon, he did a test in the freezer with the water. And
Yes,
then-
the ice test.
Yeah, and you can see the energy field frozen in the water that's been affected by the organite.
And sometimes people put a little bit of like food coloring so that you can capture that vortex field.
Yeah.
We have some pictures about that on our website, so you can see the orgone field frozen in water.
There's a link to their website below. It's tmas.tv/organite. Have a look, because this really is good stuff.
And let's see, we've started making these. These are tiles.
I remember discussing these with you in 2016.
Well, here they are.
Yeah,
They're real.
Wow.
We manifested them,
you actually made them.
right? So these are tiles. These are for like using in construction projects. So like you would take like a few of them and put them around, say like a bathroom. So
Yeah.
that now, whenever you go to do a bath or a shower, you have this full spa experience because the whole room has the orgone energy in it.
Wow.
We're actually putting in a pool.
It's nice.
And we're gonna
modern
put
design as
these
well.
all around the pool
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it charges the water
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So,
Swim in it.
yeah.
Phenomenal.
And our pyramids.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the pyramids are very important. Again, everything's prepackaged. The stuff's coming out of the molds over there, so we'll go over and we'll take a
We'll
look
look
at
at
the
those in a
stuff coming
minute.
out of the molds. But pyramids you use to grid your property. So if you've got a house or a large property, you want to put your pyramids all around the property because it creates a protective dome
Yeah.
over the property, and it actually helps to clear up the chemicals above your house.
Now, I can testify to this because we tested these pyramids in 2016 in my garden
Mhm.
in Morocco. And literally the chemtrails would come across the top and then stop and then start again.
Yeah,
I've done that test.
yeah, they're amazing. So we sell these single or in sets of 4. Some people buy like, multiple sets of 4 to grid a really large property, and it really makes a huge difference because now the whole place where we live, you can really feel the
Yeah.
energy here. As soon as you come in the driveway, right?
Yeah, this place it really is stunning. You can't really show energy on a video, but I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
so we got tiles, pyramids, sleeping pods. That's just about everything. I'm not forgetting anything.
That's That's the phone charger.
Those are our phone shields. We have
phone shield. Yeah.
all these pretty colors: green, gold, blue, purple.
Well, let's look at the manufacturing, because you've got
Yes.
boxes going out all around the world,
Yes.
which is, I think, is amazing, because I remember when we first did this together 5 years ago, that was a hard thing to do from Morocco,
It was.
getting post out, but you've got that covered with FedEx right now.
Yeah, we got FedEx, and actually, FedEx told us that we are the top among the top 5. It was the first the top 10, but then it went to the top 5, I think,
Well,
of
exporters.
exporters in all of Marrakech.
Yeah,
So that's like,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, that's really cool.
Because not a lot gets shipped out from Morocco. At all. There's not a lot of stuff.
No,
I mean, one big
FedEx
industry here is the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
FedEx is great because you can get door-to-door tracking.
yeah, well, mine arrived in 3 days.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So
And
yeah,
they didn't charge me tax.
we can't
You can't guarantee that, but
because it's depending on the country that you're in.
yeah.
So sometimes people get charged tax.
Yeah.
Sometimes, most of the time, no. But we've included the price of shipping in all of our prices.
Oh, cool.
So that you don't have to worry about how much does it cost. It's expensive. It's already included in the price of everything that we have.
Let's have a look down here. What's going on here?
So
This is one of
let's start way down this way.
the leaflets. Nice leaflets.
Let's start at
Yeah.
the beginning of the process. So I'll bring you through here.
Hi, Val.
Hi. We have to get Tavon.
Yeah, we'll go.
Can somebody go grab Tavon and have him come in? That'd be great. Okay, so what we're doing here is.
Hi, Samuel. Samuel.
This
Hi,
is
Samuel.
Samuel.
Hello.
Samuel's from Nigeria.
Samuel's available for acting work if anybody wants to employ him. He's a very handsome man.
So he's popping out the fresh peppermint. So my hands are going to be all filled with shungite now. You see there's the shungite powder, and he's popping them out of the molds. They've been curing for at least 2 days. So now they're ready to be sanded because you can see the edges are kind of rough. So after this, we do sanding.
So what are these actually made from? This epoxy resin with 5 different metals, is that right?
Yes, we have a special blend powder over here. Right, so this is a blend of shungite, steel, bronze, iron oxide, and quartz crystal, all blended together in powder form. And the reason why it's in powder is because there's more surface area, which makes it more powerful.
Yeah.
So that when the epoxy resin cures, it puts pressure on the surfaces of this, which creates the piezoelectric effect, which is what creates that passive field that emanates out from all of our products. And
there's the man, Tavon.
there he is.
How's it going, dude?
How you doing?
Yeah, this is the humble genius.
This is his idea.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. What did you start?
Inspiration. I would say your mom. Couldn't sleep originally.
There's
Had a lot
Mom.
of problems. And
That's Val.
Mom, she gave me something that was very rudimentary, but worked. Had it in the bed, couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. Having to stay in the bed with me, I was able to sleep for the first time in 2 weeks. Got me started on this whole journey of creating a composite based on orgone energy. Wilhelm Reich had to research all that stuff. And with God's help and transformation, and this is what's going on now, this is where we are.
Well, I was just telling the guys that when I first met you, you gave me that plate and I slept with it.
Yeah.
And I had this like energetic reset. And it was amazing. I've still got that plate at home in Ireland.
The pendants now look nothing like the first prototype.
I remember the first.
It's there.
Let's go and have a look at the first
Yeah.
one. Let's go and have a look. This is the first pendant he ever made. There it was.
That's the beach where he had the idea.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh man, it's been a wild ride last couple of years.
Yeah, because this is like, become really important during 5G worries and, lockdown and everything else.
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
taking care of their health and all that kind of thing. So let's get you all in the shot. Let's go behind here so the light's in the right place. There we go. Look.
There we go.
Let's switch it that way. See if that works. There you go. So yeah, I mean, you're full scale production now, right?
You're
Yes.
standing in a brand new factory.
Yeah.
This was finished a couple months ago.
Yep.
And so this is because it was all in our house for the longest time. And this year, we're celebrating 10,000 customers.
Whoa.
So this is the first time we actually have a real buildup of inventory that you see behind us.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you can handle the orders because a lot of organite producers around the world obviously do it from their house, and it's a great thing. I mean, I remember Organize Africa,
Yes, yeah,
which is a movement.
yeah,
where-
they inspired us.
yeah. So these guys make the organite, they just throw it out the car.
Yeah.
Because the whole of Africa's been organized,
yes.
yes.
which makes it.
I'm glad to see, yeah, glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's great. And what kind of feedback do you get from people on these products?
Oh, tell them some of our favorite reviews.
Okay, so some of our customers actually send back photographs of their gardens, like a before and after. And so they love the garden plots, the pyramids and everything. And then they show like these lush gardens. We get people from the States, from Australia. We get people who've done unique things with the pendants that they buy. Some of them have taken them in the bracelets. And we've even got a customer that said that they had Lyme disease with some pain in their hand. And when they put the pendant over that area, the pain went away. Because our stuff also contains shungite, is one of the main minerals.
Yeah.
One of the main ingredients, and it's known to be able to nullify the pain.
Yeah.
You know, so all kinds of fantastic things. Customers like the fact that charge plates preserve their food longer in the fridge, you know, for like 4 weeks on end, if they have like lettuce and things like that. But the sleeping pod is another big one.
Well, we just saw that for the first, because I'd not seen this until the other day. And it's such a nice design. Let's pick one up here again. So how'd you come up with this one?
That was me. That was my request.
Yeah.
Because when I put the pendant on, the first pendant, it made me feel really relaxed. And I was like, because I was always having problems with sleeping because I had irritation from all the Wi-Fi. You know, you're just about ready to fall asleep and you have like start twitching, right? That was the Wi-Fi for me. And I dealt with that for a long time. So I said, can you please just make a really big thing that I can hold in my hand?
Something more robust than
Or
a
that
pendant.
I could like put up next to me like this as I'm falling asleep. And he came up with this. First, we were using a different design. We used like caps from cans and we used that as a design. And then
Like a giant hockey puck.
yeah, but then he went ahead and we've graduated to this because what he does is he designs them on the computer.
Yeah.
With a CDC design.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we send that design to a company that creates the master. And you can check out the masters
Yeah,
over there
masters.
as well. Yeah.
Let's go have a look at those. They look
It's
cool.
over in the corner.
It's a cool place. It's a really cool place. Look, it's all happening here.
Yeah, there.
These are the master designs. See
So,
those.
yeah, explain what the masters are and what they're about.
So we have these made out of polished aluminum, made from CNC from a company in California. And we get the masters sent here and we use these to make our molds. And from the molds, we make our products. You have Maribel here. You have Samuel over there that is getting the pyramids out of the pyramid molds.
Available for active work, remember.
Thanks for the plug. We want to see this guy in a movie.
Yeah. He should be in movies. Look at him. Any of you watching this and producers in the States, get onto this guy.
We have the lovely Maribel behind you that's actually making a mold as we speak,
Oh.
pouring it into the master with silicone.
Cool.
Yep, and then after that's done, then we do dusting. So we haven't started the dusting yet, but this is just an example. We take the molds and we take these makeup brushes. And then there's this powder. Is the powder around
It's somewhere down there.
underneath? Thank you, Samuel.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so here's our powders, and these are colors. So you would basically, like this one's the bronze. You take the powder and you start dusting and make sure that it's covered. And you have to look under the light. Right, and then after that, when it's like perfect and it's all filled, then you set that down, create the organite mix with the resin and pour that in and then let it sit for 24 to 48 hours.
Cool. So if you've ever wondered how organite is made, this is how it's done. But these guys, you know, this is top notch.
We have it sanded and polished, clean.
Look, here's a bunch of pendants that just came out. These just came out of the molds. And the next thing we'll be doing is drilling the holes in them. And then also, they all need to be sanded.
And you've got one
sanded and
there as well.
washed. Yeah. I always have my pendant on, and I can feel the difference when I.
I remember when I first wore one, how I felt. Can you make some organize fix my voice? It's still screwed after. I'm about to do the retreat here in the Sahara. I really need a rest. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to tell us?
Did we talk about shipping, packaging?
Yeah, FedEx.
Yeah.
Yeah, we currently we ship and package with FedEx. And we have these lovely ladies, they help complete the form and paperwork for our customers. This is also where we do all the packaging, where all the boxes get organized and sorted to be shipped out. And one of our main couriers is FedEx here, and we ship out weekly and in large bags.
Yeah, every week you get a big old Santa sack. And bring it to FedEx every week. So,
Yeah.
And we were saying for a while to wait up to 40 days, but that's actually going to go way down. It's at least maybe 30 days, probably a lot sooner, because we've really sped up our production line. So if you order from us, you'll probably get it within a couple of weeks.
And where's that book?
That's in the house. I can go grab that.
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Okay.
Because this is actually my fault. I did tell him to write a book about 5 years ago, because Tivon knows a huge amount about alternative technology. And this is the guy who actually told me about voice to skull technology, which is something I've been attacked with, and he's been attacked with, targeted individuals.
They've targeted millions of people.
Millions of people got targeted with this voice to skull technology. I think they probably used it during the recent events.
I believe so.
To get people to go and get jibby jabbed. Look it up, V2K. Here we go.
All right, here's our book.
Yeah.
And I heard you say Jibby Jab.
Yeah, I can say jibby jab.
Yeah, we can say Jibby Jab. So interesting, because if you look in our book, you'll see that we kind of wrote about that back in 2017. So it was a little on the prophetic side of things. And Mark was the one that told us to write our book. It's called Forbidden Tech, the complete guide to energy, social, and biological technologies that they did not want you to know about.
Is that book available on the site that I'm putting a link to, or is it somewhere else?
It's somewhere else. It has its own website, and it's also on Amazon.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you can get the printed version. We also have an ebook, and we have an audio book and a video course.
Yeah.
Because that's what Mark told us to do.
Some people listen to what I tell them.
Best thing we ever did.
Yeah, amazing. But look at this bit of Morocco for you. Love it. So good to be back in Morocco and to hang out with amazing friends like these two. And a great success story. And I'm just really pleased to share that with everybody. So I'm going to go and have a drink now to rest my voice. But anything else you want to say before we go?
That's it. Just, send us an email, guys, if you have any questions, because we get lots of questions, and we put tons of videos on our site that explain the science, why it works, how it works. There's fascinating things like a blood test is the right blood test, which shows how when you take blood samples and you put them outside of the orgonite or inside, the orgonite makes the blood decay slower. It preserves the life force, and that's shown in the blood test.
And we also have scientific presentations about why the pyramid shape and the Golan pyramid study out of Russia.
Because it focuses the energy through the tip of the pyramid. Yeah. So we have, 5 years worth of research is on our website.
So check that out on our blog on ftwproject.com.
Cool. Right. Links below. Click that. Support these guys. Support the employment that you've created here as well, which is also great. And I'll see you from the Sahara soon. Bye.